Where do I begin? I came to you in desperation, hopeless, depressed, and suicidal. I used to think everything was my fault and was afraid to voice my opinion. When I realized not everyone had to like you, a whole new world opened for me. I will use your advice for the rest of my days. Thank you for all the guidance, compassion, and understanding you have gifted me with. It is the true meaning of Jewish family service.
JFS is a community social service agency which provides, first and foremost, outpatient mental health counseling. However, we know that not every individual, not every community member is looking for counseling. Not everybody needs counseling. And so in order to be as accessible, we provide a full range of what we call support services.
JFS is the social welfare agency that is on the ground, available to the community 24/7, whether it's a gigantic storm, if there's violence in the community, if there's some kind of emotional trauma. JFS is there responding to the people's needs. Jewish Family Service has a variety of programs where you can volunteer in different community efforts, whether you're working with seniors, whether you're working with families out in the community, raising awareness.
They could be a workshop, they could be a support group, it could be attending our Holocaust Survivor Cafe Europa group, it could be participating in any type of a training that we might sponsor.
Rachel Coalition is an organization that's sponsored by Jewish Family Service to help men and women in domestic situations with domestic violence, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. There was a woman that I had months ago, and she was scared to death. She had a daughter, and the husband was a drug abuser. He abused her verbally, physically, emotionally, and he had told her that if she left the house, he'd give her nothing. And she really and truly didn't know what to do. And she came to us. She filed a restraining order right away. I was there with her, along with one other court advocate, and we watched the whole process, and she finished, and she just walked out the door, and we went with her, and she just cried and thanked us.
When we would have teacher evaluations, end of the year conversations, what would you like to see and how can we support you? Each and every one said, I'm not that comfortable with the special needs, and I need support with that, and I wish we had more training. So we brought on our JFS worker who is a perfect fit for our teachers, and it's 3 years, and we are much more confident, we're much more comfortable, and we are more accepting and able to work with children that learn differently.
I began visiting the JFS clients a few years ago. We went into the home of an older woman. We sat down, and she didn't want us to leave. We stayed there for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, talking about her life. She was asking us questions.
Oh, Cafe Europa is very, very good for us. You know, you always have stories to tell. Maybe telling each other the stories, what we went through.
We are lonely, and that was very good. It's very good Cafe Europa. It helped us.
I was suicidal and I called JFS. I asked for the counselor who I saw. She came over and we had a long talk.
I have 3 children and I was pregnant with my 4th, and my daughter woke up in the middle of the night and she came to my room, and my husband passed away in his sleep, and she found him along with me next to me. And my friends and family reached out to JFS to come immediately and help us. How do you explain to a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old that they're never going to see their father again?
My wife's situation deteriorated slowly, and up to before a year and a half before I started to receive the help with the aides, they provided me a lot of chance to actually to do things which I couldn't do before.
I think JFS is one of the most important pieces of our community, and that they're the ones who are enabling us to help other people and reminding us about the importance. And if it wasn't for the work that went on behind the scenes at the JFS office, I would never have been connected to these seniors, I would never have had the opportunity to bring my family to see them and to connect my family to them.
They sat there and taught them how to say goodbye, and on his birthday, they would tell them, they would give them good ideas, write on a balloon, like something special that you would want to share with your dad, something that you'd want him to know, and your dad's always watching over you. So we've had, for the past 5 years on his birthday, we write him a note on our own balloons, and we send it up.
JFS help us very, very nicely, and we are so happy for them, and we thank them, and I hope they will succeed for many, 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 many years.
JFS is such an important part of the fabric that we have woven together in this classroom setting of preschool. I can't imagine being able to accomplish what we've accomplished without JFS support.
Thank God for JFS. My kids are happy, very happy children.
I would not be here today. I would not be attending my grandson's bar mitzvah in 2 years. I wouldn't see my granddaughter graduating in June if it hadn't been for Jewish Family Services.